Hey everybody, it is Sharon Sheldon here with Sarah Arrow from Team Sparks. And it is, what day is it today?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay, it's Wednesday. I started to say Tuesday. It's Wednesday, another wonderful week at home. And Graham is here. Hi, Graham. Good to see you. You're in. All right. In somewhere, into the live. And on YouTube. It's good. So we are live streaming both on Facebook and on YouTube to give lots of different variety there, choices. And today we're going to be talking about having a work from home business. So if you don't already know, Sarah and I both run businesses from our homes. I've been running mine since 2008, approximately. I always have worked from home before that not always, I shouldn't say that. As a consultant, I worked from home for a good 10, 12, I don't know, since about 1995, I think, when my daughter was born. I really started to work part-time from home for various reasons, but I didn't have my own business. I was relying on other people for work. So both of us have worked from home for all that time. I think Sarah maybe even longer. And I want to talk about why I got started, how I got started, because we do have this launch now of our brandable course on how to start a work from home business. So I thought it'd be a good time to share some of my experience. Sarah shares some of hers, talk about the success factors, what really worked for us, how we were able to be successful. And then, of course, talk about the new course, how to start a work from home business and whether that's right for you, for your audience, how you could use it, how you can use it quickly to help your audience. So I'll share some tips and stuff in there as well. So we've got Michael here. Hi, Michael. Good to see you. And Julia is here as well. Hey, Julia. Good to see you too. And I'm sure more people will be coming on as we go. Say hi in the chat. We are keeping an eye on comments and stuff. If you have any questions at all, add them in there because I'll go back through and answer questions as well. And we'll take some breaks periodically to answer questions. And I suppose, if you want the link now, just so you have it for what we just released, it's contentsparks.com/homebiz. That's my pretty link, HOMEBIZ. I did a video recently on how to create links like this in case you missed it too. But I'm going to, Gary's here too. Hey, Gary, good to see you as well. And I'll keep an eye on those. So shall we just jump in?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Abby, good to see you too. And Bob, we got tons of people coming in here. Bob, Abby, I'll take that banner down so that we're not distracted by that as well. Once you have it, I'll show it again if you need it. All right. So like I said, people joining, we will keep going back and forth looking at questions, post them in there, and we'll talk about starting a work from home business, right? So I'll start first. A lot of people haven't heard my story before, I know, because I don't talk about it a lot. Really the idea started back at 9/11 because I was working in the city at the time, down right near the World Trade Center with a view. And as we were getting out of there, escaping and walking up the West Side Highway and looking at everything, I just said to myself, I don't want to always be doing this. I just can't always be doing this and going on other people's schedules, working for other people that way, and being reliant on going into an office and all that's involved in that. But at the time, my kids were still young. And I did have work as a consultant that I was getting from somebody else. I wasn't going out and having to do it myself. So it was just easiest continuing that way with project by project. My kids were very young. I think I have a daughter and twin boys. So I think my daughter was maybe 5 at the time and the boys were 3. So I had my hands full. I wasn't really in the mindset of starting my own business. So I continued, but the idea was there in my head. And then when we got to 2008, my consulting work really started to dry up. It was being the person who was giving to me had her own stuff that she had to deal with all the economy, the economic issues going on. So I didn't really have a choice. I needed to look at some other options. And that was the point where I said, okay, it's time to do something myself and find something else. And my husband said to me, oh, well, you're good at writing content. Why don't you go do this thing where you blog about different topics and make affiliate income? Because he'd heard about it. Just create content. So I thought, okay, I was getting kind of sick of what I'd been doing with instructional design. I'd been designing training programs for different companies, but a lot of them were finance companies. So the topics were not that interested when it was finance. And a lot of it was sales and customer service and management and things like that, but always with the finance bent. So I was ready to try something a little different. It didn't work out so great. So the first attempts, I taught myself how to do the blogging, how to set up a WordPress website. I was doing everything myself. But really, I think it came down to the issue was I wasn't truly passionate about the topics I was blogging about. And I started to find this thing called PLR, the private label rights content, to use so that I could edit those and create more content. And then came the next opportunity, which ended up also being a mistake. So, you learn. And this one was a wedding favors website. So my brother-in-law had a domain that sounded great on weddings, but it is not a market you want to go into unless you really have an edge of some sort, like you're amazing at SEO, or you already have a ton of backlinks and other things. So I spent a lot of time working on that, and we did earn a little bit in affiliate. Again, it was affiliate commissions and stuff, which is a wonderful thing, but not if you're in a market where you don't have any edge. And that's when I finally went to a workshop series. Now, this was a live event in person. I know that's not an option right now, but there are tons of virtual ones where there's lots of interaction. So I went to this one. There were workshops on different topics. I was learning and interacting with different people and networking. And I met a couple people who did this PLR stuff, this private label rights stuff. And after talking to them and bouncing around ideas, I realized I really needed to go back to what I knew, which was the instructional design and the courses. And courses, online courses in the regular coaching world and stuff, were not a big thing yet. I know everybody talks about it all the time now. You got to create an online course. Create an online course in a day, create an online course in a week from scratch, and have it launch and create a whole business and make $1 million. People are talking about it all over the place. But in those days, it still wasn't a big deal. Even when I was doing it in corporate, it was just starting to become an element that was integrated. So in the blended learning world, you have offline and online and asynchronous and all these different terms that you may not have heard of. So I found this idea and I started to develop it, and I started to figure out different things. The standard model at the time for PLR was create an article pack, put it out there for $7, create another article pack, create a bunch of articles. It wasn't really a lot else. So I took my expertise and started to add stuff, adding worksheets. That went into creating reports with worksheets with something else. And then I gradually got feedback from people who really liked it. So I added on, and it just sort of got bigger till I was creating these complete online courses. So it evolved. I didn't just go in there and say, I'm going to create these brandable courses. Your business, any business you start, is going to evolve and change. And I was doing still some affiliate stuff as well. And really, I think that the success I was going to talk, I said about success factors. Really, it started with me focusing back on what I knew in terms of my skills, but in a different way. And looking at a market, a business model that I knew worked, which was the PLR, but again, doing it my own way, in a unique way, and constantly narrowing down my audience. So in the beginning, I might have said, okay, anyone who wants business PLR, I'm going to give them business PLR, which worked initially, and I was adding these worksheets, but then other people started adding worksheets to their stuff as well. But okay, I've got to do something different. So I kept on top of it, always trying to do something different and be different, and not just do the same old thing. Because even though a business model works today, it's going to change. It may not work tomorrow, which is why you always have to be learning and growing and looking for new opportunities. But also I had to step out of my comfort zone, that wonderful phrase that you hear all the time. I had to do it over and over and over, dragging me, kicking and screaming each time. People like Sarah telling me, you're going to get on and do this now. You're going to go talk to this person now. You're going to go interview this person. Now, Sarah's only been working with me for about a year now. Yeah, I think it's been about a year. But before that, I had other people, so coaches or mentors, and just groups or people that I went and watched and listened to. People like Amy Porterfield, who I love, who just said, your want has to be bigger than your fear. She said something like that. I don't know, it's not an exact quote. And that's really how it worked. Do I want to grow my business? Do I want it to succeed? Okay, well, I'm going to have to get on video. I did not want to get on video. I have to record a video. I have to go talk to people. I went online so that I didn't have to talk to people, so that I could just write and create. I'm an introvert. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to get on the phone. God. So I know people say they can't believe that I'm an introvert, but I am. These sorts of things are exhausting. But really, the success factors there were stepping out of my comfort zone over and over again, doing the video, talking to people, talking to other groups, doing an email list. I mean, I can't even believe I fought against that initially. I can't believe it. In the very beginning, the first couple of years, I had a friend who had been earning an extra couple $1,000s on the side. She was a freelancer doing editing, and she didn't have an email list, and she was doing it and earning this money. Why did I have to do an email list? Now, I can't imagine that sort of model would work now just based on SEO, because times have changed. But when I got into the whole PLR and I realized I had to stay in touch with customers and get to know people and the lead magnets, all of that, I just did it and got comfortable with it. And now it's the most important part of my marketing, the email list. So if you come away from this with just one thing, it's build an email list. It is the most valuable part of your business, because those are the people that are interested in you and the people who are buying from you both. So that's my final word on that. What else? Networking with people, I think I said, was a really big deal. That's something I still have the hardest part with. So it's much easier to give and to share and to help others than to ask people for help. And I know networking is all about, what you can do for the other person, right? But it's still talking to people. You're laughing at me. Sarah's laughing at me.
I feel the same way.
But you're the one who pushes me to do it.
Absolutely. And it is about coming out of the comfort zone, but we're not leaving something behind. We're gaining something by going into the growth zone. And I can remember I joined a community in 2007. And back in 2007, I was follow the instructions girl. If it says jump through a flaming hoop backwards doing a cartwheel, I would have done that. Yeah. right? So I followed the instructions, and this community that I joined, it was called Academy. And it said, go and make some friend requests, message these people and tell them what you do and take an interest in them. So each day I would sit down and message 30 people every single day. Okay. Mm-hmm. And at the time we had Kevin's transport business, which he started in 2003 and I joined in 2005, late 2005. Mm-hmm. So prior to that, I worked in corporate, and prior to that, I ran a pub. So I lived and worked in the same space. So there I was, following all the guidelines in this community, and I'm thinking, I don't want to message all of these strangers. They may think that I'm really rude and all of this. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do it. But I had to do it. In my mind, I was following the instructions. The community said, do this. I did this. Before I know it, I have a network of 3,000 people all sending me messages, chatting to me. And one of them said, you need to go to LinkedIn. And I'm like, okay. And I tell you precisely when this was. This was August 2007. So I went over to LinkedIn and set up an account. And then I messaged a guy and said, look, I've got this on LinkedIn. What do I do? And he says, all of the people you've connected to here, go and ask them to be your friend on LinkedIn. So I did. And then when I done that, his name was Smiling Mike Farrow. Sorry, old age. It took me a minute to recall his name. And I said, what do I do now? He said, now you go and join Facebook. And I'm like, okay. So I went and joined Facebook. And I said, what do I do now? He said, now you wait. I said, what for? What am I waiting for? He said, Facebook is going to be a really, really big, huge thing. And you're going to be an early adopter. So go on Facebook and just do all of the things that Facebook tells you to do. If they ask you to set up anything, set it up. So I had a page, first of all. I had a group, first of all, because I followed the instructions. And I say this as somebody who does not feel comfortable having to talk to strangers, having to make messages and network connections and all of that. But it's through that I grew to 15,000 followers on Twitter, that I grew the blogging challenge from nothing, that I grew the groups on Kindle books to 42,000 people. And my email list at one point, it was up at 75,000, and then I culled it down to 19,000, and I'm around the 11,000 mark too. And all of this was all out of my comfort zone, and it all came from somebody saying, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And it was all of it in the growth zone. None of it was in my, I'll stay at home and watch Jeremy Kyle zone. None of it was there. Now, the reason that I'm sharing this with you is people need guidance. I needed guidance. Sharon needed guidance.
Oh, yeah.
We found mentors in the most likely and unlikely places. People are looking for somebody to say, it's over that way, or go over there and do this, and stay on Facebook. It's going to be huge.
Or get over your fear already of video or webinar. Just do it.
But I do recall having a conversation with a lady called Linda Mattox, and she was a sales coach. She was helping me through a few things. And I said, people keep telling me that video is the thing. And she said, well, what are you going to do about it? I said, I don't know. And she said, well, you're going to have to get used to going on camera. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do camera. I don't want to. Yeah, I'm here talking, I don't want to do that. And she said, well, at some point, you're going to have to. If that's the way the world is going, you're going to have to get used to that idea. And I'm like, I've only just got over messaging people. I've only just got over following people on Twitter. Give me my blog where I can just write what I want and people talk to me and pull them in. And I don't want to have to get onto this camera thing. But my journey to video has been a slow and torturous one.
Oh yeah, me too.
But there are people who are looking for your guidance and people who are looking to be mentored and to learn from you. I know that I can still remember Smiling Mike Farrow to this day. And he was the one that got me from a platform to building a network on LinkedIn and then doing the same on Facebook.
Yeah.
And that changed my business and transformed it. And there are people who are going to be looking for you, for looking at what you're offering people. So,
yeah, I mean, if I hadn't, I've had multiple people who I've followed or gotten advice from, whether it's, initially it was more group stuff or or just courses, like online courses or group stuff. And then I did finally hire someone as a coach a little bit, which made a big difference. Someone who already knew the field that I was in my business model, so that they could really help me in a knowledgeable way and motivate me to keep going. Because at that point I was ready to throw in the towel. I was like, oh, if I can't get this off the ground in the next couple months, I'm going to have to look for another business model to do. And she was like, Sharon, you're like that person digging under the wall, digging the tunnel under the wall, and you don't know that you're like right there that far, and just keep at it and you'll get there, and it's all going to snowball after that. And sure enough, I kept going and I kept doing the things that she told me to do. And I didn't do everything that everybody said, because you do have to pick and choose what works for your business. But I listened to her, and then suddenly somebody who I'd been following wanted to promote me. And then that took off with more. And then I joined some group where I was networking and people wanted to promote me, and the business just took off. And then it was always looking at how to improve, how to learn more, trying different things, but not trying everything, losing focus, forget the shiny object thing. Because I mean, both of us still fall into that trap. Oh, that sounds such a great thing I should be doing. I know that's going to help, but this thing's going to help more right now. So keeping those things kind of out of sight, on the back burner, because you can't do everything. And the joy of having your own business and working from home is you make those decisions. Nobody else does. And actually, I was going to talk about that. You had asked me earlier about what it really meant for me on having my own business. And initially, my goal was to be at home and have the flexibility, but also when the kids were gone, to be able to work and travel anywhere in the world, which I've done. And anyone who's followed me has seen the pictures from all over the place, and how I've spent 5 weeks traveling around Asia. And actually, I think it was even longer. And I think it was like 7 weeks we were traveling in Asia, and 5 weeks in Italy and the UK, and going back and forth to Israel every month, and just traveling all over the place and always running my business. So that was a dream I always had, which right now is a little bit different because we're not traveling anywhere. But also that just being your own boss and knowing it's in your control. So I know that nobody can fire me except for me. So I have to, I don't have to worry about that, because people used to work for a company because they thought it was more secure. Someone else is just giving you a paycheck and you just have to do your work. But things haven't been like that for a while now. And it's certainly not like that now. So there's no guarantee. Even if you do have a job now and you're getting paid, there's a lot of uncertainties in the future. Even if when the economy was booming, there's always uncertainty about what's going to happen with your job. So I know that if I work hard and if I'm creative about what I do, and I listen to my customers and I give them what they need, and be clever about trying different marketing things, stuff like that, then it'll work. Then I'll continue to be successful in making an income. It's really as simple as that. Now, not every business model is working right now. As we know, there are people with bricks and mortar stores who suddenly have to find some other option. And people are doing that. They're getting creative. It's not easy. Luckily, luckily some people have gotten the stimulus checks and all that other stuff that's going on in the US, and other countries have their own thing. But it is a time to be, if your audience doesn't already have some control over their future, now's the time that they need your help. And not just now, a general term like this year, but right now. So that's what people are thinking about. And that's really why we put together this course right away, as quickly as we could, the new one that I talked about initially, the how to start a work from home business. So I just want to take a quick look and see if there are any questions before we go. So
There's
Claire is from Denmark. Hi, Claire. Michael has a question about the new course. Okay, I will go into that. I think that's it. So please do add your questions in here. Anything around, really anything. I mean, both Sarah and I have had work from home businesses for, when did yours start, Sarah?
Well, mine was a different start. Mine was a sort of accidental start. My youngest daughter had been born, and I was at home, and Kevin came in and he said, "You need to help me get some leads for the business." I'm like, "Oh, okay," because I was on maternity leave. And he said, "If you don't, we'll be bankrupt in 6 weeks." And that was a sort of real wake up call. It's like being the ice challenge, a bucket of ice water on you. You kind of, gosh, bankrupt in 6 weeks, homeless in 6 weeks with 2 children under the age of 2 and a 9-year-old. No, I can't be doing that. And I didn't know what I was doing. And even though I worked at that point, I was a senior manager in what's known as a public-private partnership initiative, which meant I indirectly worked for the government, getting people who were called harder to help back into work. So if anybody had an addiction, alcohol, drugs, any other kind of addiction, they were sent to me because they were deemed as too hard to help. And my job was to straighten them out and get them back into society. And I was I'm going to toot my own horn, pretty spectacular at that. In the space of 2 years, I got 1,000 people who had been written off by society back into society, working and contributing and functioning. And part of that was listening to people, right? And that's really important. And I would listen to people and they would say what their problem was, and I would then help them with their problem. One guy, he was talking to me, he had a body odor issue, and nobody would tell him that he smelled. So he was sent to me, and I said to him, "Do you know you smell?" And he burst into tears. And I said, "What's the matter? Why are you so upset?" And his wife died 4 months ago. Nobody had asked him about the smell. Turns out the wife did everything for him, including washing his clothes. So there he was in a position at 50 years old, not being able to wash his own clothes, because he went from mother to marriage with a woman taking care of him. So I said, right, we're going to fix this right now. And I put him in my car, somebody who had only met half an hour before, who stank worse than a skunk. And I put him in my car. We went to a local store and picked up some soap powder, washing powder. And then I took him home and I said, "This is how you use the washing machine. You press this button, you put 2 scoops of this in here, and you put the clothes in here. And when they come out, when it stops, immediately you have to go and peg them on the line. Because if you don't take them out immediately, they will start to smell again." Yeah. That one thing that I did with that guy transformed his life.
Wow.
Because he stopped smelling. But nobody said to him, "Do you know you smell?" Because that conversation led us to the part where he was grieving. And I didn't get him into work straight away because he was grieving. He shouldn't have been sent to me grieving, but there he was. So I said to him, I'm going to do a couple of things. You might not agree with them, but one of them is we're going to go to the store, and we have these stores. They used to be called Summerfields. I forget what they're called now. I said, we're going to go to Summerfields, and I'm going to get you a position in Summerfields where you're going to volunteer. And he volunteered in Summerfields for 3 months. Whilst he was there, he met a woman who was a single parent, and he didn't have children. So he became involved in a relationship with this woman, become a de facto dad to her teenage boy. And when a job came up in Summerfields for night manager, he applied for the job as night manager. And he came back to me, and it was just over 9 months later. And he came back to me and he said, that changed my life, showing me how to use the washing machine. Right? Just that simple thing. So that's where I was. That's what I did. And Kevin said to me, you have to come in my business. And there I was, having to learn about business marketing for a business that I had no idea. I had people who were, I'm going to say, broken. But to me, I like the Japanese kintsugi, which is they're not broken. They just need to be made more beautiful by filling the cracks with gold or silver or precious metal. So I was kintsugiing all of these people and helping them. And then I was told, this is my business. Get leads for it. And I'm like, what? And so that's how I came into being a work from home person. We actually had our business in the garage because we couldn't work from an office because we had 2 babies and a preteen in a 3-bed house. And we tried to have the computer in the bedroom. It doesn't work. You work all night. So we moved into the garage, and we would do all of our business in the garage, all of our phone calls. And the garage is great because it's got electricity.
It's a little cold in the winter, no?
I shut it down and put the heater on. In hindsight, not such a good thing because of the fumes, but at the time.
Oh my God. You're still here.
That's how I became a work from home business. And
we got a good comment here. Barb said, great book title, From Mother to Marry.
A generation of men that went from mother to marriage with no idea how to do the simple things like looking after themselves. And then they get to this age where, for whatever reason, they're on their own. And it puts them in a really sad position. And I suppose it's no different to the women who are widowed young and have no idea how to use a checkbook or a cash point card because they've always had father to husband to deal with that for them.
Yeah, and it still happens today.
Yeah.
So
that's how I became a work from home business. And one of the most poignant memories is that I didn't understand cash flow. So I got this letter from a solicitor who are part of the legal system over here saying, you got to pay up or we're taking you to court. Cool. And I said to Kevin, who's our legal department? And he didn't even look up. He went, you are. And I went, what? And he's doing something. He's gone, yeah, self-employment. You wear all the hats. And I'm like, oh. I said, this person's going to take us to court if we don't pay them X amount of money. He said, they'll be paid at the end of the month. I said, shall I ring them? He went, no. Now I ring people. But it was a baptism by fire running an own business. And I'm eminently grateful that I had Kevin, because Kevin had a building company before he had his transport company. And before that, he'd had a recycling company. So he knew how to run a business. I had no idea. That's why I was such an instruction follower. If somebody said, go onto LinkedIn and do this, I went and did it because I didn't have any idea. And the reason that I'm sharing what a sheep I am here is there are lots of people like this. They're feeling lost. They don't know what to do. They need some guidance. And as leaders of our respective community, it's up to us to step up and say, look, I don't have all of the answers, but I do have some of them. And right now, this is how I can help you. I can help you get started with the home biz. Where you go from there is up to you, but we can get started. Yeah. Can we now look inside it? Because I'm getting all itchy and you know what I'm like if I don't see the content.
Oh, you want to see the course?
I want to see the course, please.
Okay. Yeah, because this will help you with getting people started. So you know what? I will just, how about I switch screens and share, and you just tell me what you want to look at. All right. And I'll just give you the link for anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about. So this is a course we just released, contentsparks.com/homebiz. That's my little short link for that. And it looks like, well, this is what the sales page looks like. So you'll see it's one of our, if you're already familiar with our stuff, this is one of our mid-size courses. So when I say mid-size, it doesn't come with all the lead generation stuff, but it does have a slideshow with it. So that's what you'd see on the sales page. And you really can't read this. So what I'll do is go over to, how about I go over to the course book itself, show you some of the materials.
Show us the course book.
Show you the course book. So it has the student materials, have a course book and variety of other things. Let's see. Oh, I have it open here. Oh, look at that. So actually, let me first show you. This is really the roadmap for the course. So what you'll do, and remember, all this stuff is brandable, editable, so you can learn from it, and then you can use it to teach other people. That's what I always say. So you can change the colors and the fonts and the wording and pretty much anything you want. So this is what we called it, and this roadmap. So you start with setting the goals for having a work from home business, location independent, whatever you want to call it. And then you need to pick a business model. So the course has a bunch of different ideas in there. Setting up financials. So there are lots of different things. And actually what I want to point out there on the business model is that, and let me go back a second for this and just say, when it comes to picking a business model right now for people, you can look at what you need to start earning an income right away, especially for people that are strapped, as well as looking at the future. And that's one of the things the course talks about in looking at a timeline. What do you need to do right now? And where do you want to go? And then maybe future options as well. So you should always be thinking ahead. But a lot of people are going to need something quick and easy right now. And that's a big focus in this course. So I will head back over here so you can see goals, business model. Financials, this isn't about setting up a corporation and getting an accountant and setting up QuickBooks and stuff. This is how are you going to get paid? Set up a PayPal, or there's some other options. TransferWise is a good one. Something you can get paid quickly and get that organized and set a budget. So it also comes with a easy budgeting worksheet, I think is in with the action guide. So we give a quick little spreadsheet because you want to keep this simple. You don't want to be having people, spending ages and ages on that. They need some basic fixed costs and variable costs, hidden costs. They need to do some estimates. They won't know all of that right away, but you need to set an initial budget. So that's in the financial stuff. There's basic tech. Again, this isn't about fancy setting up, how to set up an e-commerce site and how to set up a membership site and different tools and stuff. This is make sure you have a computer and high-speed internet and microphone and webcam and real basics of running a business from home, the type of stuff that you need. And then there's the tech of whatever business model you have that you've picked. Productivity, how are you going to set up and be organized in your home in order to be productive, scheduling, stuff like that. What does it take? And then in the marketing section, it's about picking really quick, easy tactics that you can use right away to get your business off the ground, and then looking at what the next things will be. So everything's about quick, get it started, get it planned out so you can launch your business. This last thing, location independence, we have that in there because, remember, this is the courses we do they're not short-term, like you're going to be able to sell it next month and then not again. We want you to have stuff that you can continue to sell that's evergreen. And while right now people are focused on what they can do from home, a lot of people still want to be able to take that on the road like I did and be able to travel and work from anywhere. Or even just if you're living somewhere now and working from home, you may want to move. You may want to move out to the country and out of New York City. A lot of people doing that. Being somewhere where you feel a little more comfortable, or somewhere just out in the middle of nowhere. So that's an important part. But the location independence section on this has things like travel hacks. A lot of people still want to be that digital nomad and work from anywhere in the world. So that's kind of a last module you can just pull out if it's not relevant to your audience, put it back in later, whatever works. So going back, so that's basically the roadmap: goals, business model, financials, tech, productivity, marketing, and then you can do the location independence. And there's all the learning objectives in here, which I'm not going to go through because on the actual sales page, it has it. So there's things like, why do people want to work from home? And there's the table of contents. So that's the course book. What else do you want to look at?
I just want to say what I was thinking, and I don't know what Marsha and Graham think because they've got this, is I would pull out that location independence section, record it all up and have it as a bonus so that people could do the work from home, but there was the bonus option of being location independent. So I increase the perceived value. So let me know if you think that's a good idea, Marsha and Graham, because you've gone into the content better than I have. Kevin says I can't buy this until I've recorded a program.
I think it's a good idea because it may not be relevant for people right now, but it will be in the future. So if it's something that you want to teach right now, and I'll talk about how you can do this really, really quickly because people do need this right now. They don't have time for you to do this in 3 months. And like both Sarah and I said, if you have the experience of running any kind of business from home, then if you can, you have the responsibility to help, because there are a lot of people and they can't wait till you get a whole big course set up online in order to be helped. So you need to get in there. And I know it's very competitive right now. Just helping people is competitive right now. Everyone wants to help, which is wonderful. And our community, Content Sparks customers, are the greatest helpers of them all. Everybody wants to help other people. So this is a perfect opportunity for you to help meet people where they are right now in their minds. And then in the future, take something like that location independence module and offer that as something else later that you can do, right? And then there's a lot of stuff in the expansion pack as well. Let's just take a look at questions for a second. There was something else. Abby asked, how much are most people selling this for? Well, firstly, we only just released it, so there's no way to know, and it's going to be different for everybody. We literally just released it yesterday, this course. It's a mid-size one. There are a bunch of different ways you can go about it for pricing. You can start with, it really depends on your list too and your audience. I always say that. I know it depends, it depends, it depends. But if you already have an audience who you know is interested, you need to look at first what you're going to put in the course itself and what other people are selling it for right now, what your competition is, and where you can differentiate yourself. So with a course like this one, in order to get it up really quickly and help people, I suggest you keep the content, that the actual produced content, fairly minimal. So the minimum viable product. So to say, take the slides and record those as quick videos. Take the cheat sheet and the handouts and the action guide, and I can show you that if you want as well. Can edit those, brand them, make them PDFs, and you have a course right there, right? You've got some text for people. You don't have to use the whole course book right away, but you have a cheat sheet and guide and some slides, and then put it up on preferably an online course platform. And the reason I say that is it's just easier. It's just simple because they already have the setup. So, I always talk about Teachable. I love Teachable because it doesn't have all the bells and whistles of something like a Kajabi, but it has enough that it has a really good user-friendly experience, and it's easy for you to put stuff up. So I like that. They have a free plan that won't really get you that far because I think there's a limit on the number of students, but they have a lower price one. And if worse comes to worse, you can use a Facebook group, so long as your customers are on Facebook. So that doesn't answer your question entirely about pricing, but I'd also say you can have a good price by adding the extra support of something like a community in a Facebook group. Have weekly Q&A sessions or more, and then charge accordingly. Or what some people are doing is they're doing a tiered pricing, so do it yourself, where you don't give any of the support, at a much lower price, where it's just the videos, doing a higher price to have the support, and doing maybe an add-on of 1-to-1, and making that available in the future too, so that when people have gotten their teeth into it and have started and they need feedback, then coming back to you and getting some more one-on-one or group coaching. And I know some people are doing a pay what you can afford type thing. I don't love that model myself, but I know other people have had great success with it.
That's what I'm doing currently with it. Abby, you've mentioned you've got the weekly podcast called The Stay-at-Home Nurse. So if this is somebody with nursing skills and they're at home, then I would say they're going to be somebody who's on a tight budget. So you might want to price in the 27 to 47 range, rather than the 99 to 297 range, because your audience are going to be price sensitive to start with. If you're going at the corporate people who are at home, working from home, but thinking of a side business, then perhaps you want to go at the 147 to 197 range, because they've got more disposable income in comparison to somebody who's already at home. If you're going for parents, particularly new parents, and they're also very likely to want a work from home business. That 0 to 5 age range is when a lot of parents start a business. So if you're going for them, they're also price sensitive. So again, you could do perhaps the 47 to 77 rather than the low end of 27 to 47. So it really does depend on your audience.
Yeah, I mean, that's just to interrupt for one sec, talking about the price ranges, I'm also seeing a lot of things for $9.97, $19.97 and up. And it depends, again, on how much support you're going to give. So there was one I was looking at with 2 months of a lot of support with some limited number of one-on-one. There's $3,000. So you have to judge it both on your audience and what they can afford right now, and on how much support you're going to add to that. And I really like having the different levels so that people who can't afford it right now have an option. But then either when they're ready, or for the people who are ready now to get the extra support, you have that as well, so that you're addressing each level right there. All right. Expansion pack. Okay. Well, actually, first, I know there was a question from, where was it? Was it Bob? I'm going back up to find it. Michael. Okay. You want to just know if there's a significant difference between start your own business. So start your own business step by step is one that's one of our bigger courses. And it's not just for a work from home business. It goes into a lot more detail and budgeting and other things. So it is a much bigger course and more flexible. In fact, depending on, again, on what you want to do, you could combine these two and make that, or start with the work from home one and then move up. So there's a lot more in that one, and it's not just for work from home. I would actually compare them side by side, look at the two sales pages, and you'll get a better sense of exactly what's in each. And also the start your own business step by step has all the lead generation stuff with it too. So if you want to get me to send you like the learning objectives for each, we can do that too. If you just send an email into support, Fiona can do that, so you can really compare it more easily side by side. Okay. Going back down for questions. Expansion pack link. Oh, you want a link directly to that? Well, let me just go back to the page a sec so I can show you. You will see the expansion pack if you add to cart. When you add the main one to the cart, you can see that we have this little plugin now that sends you to another page that has some suggestions. So for instance, in here, we recommended the Home Business Expansion Pack and some other courses that go well, like Testing Your Big Idea, is if you want to go into more depth on helping people figure out whether their idea for a business is good. Niche Market Match is good for going into more depth on figuring out who you want to serve. There's even one on target marketing fundamentals that has some basics on target marketing. So those are good. And the Home Business Expansion Pack is all new stuff. So you want the link for that. I think the link is, let me see if I can get this right. The short link.
I popped it in the thread. I haven't got the short link. Pop the full one in.
Is expansion, I think, is the short link. So try that and see if that works. All right. As a matter of fact, contentsparks.com/ the whole point of having a pretty link is that it's something you can remember. See if that one works. And it did. There you go. I got the right link. So that's the expansion pack. And what's in here, and the reason I love this and why we put it together, is you don't have to have this content. It's not essential for the course and for running this course and delivering the course. Okay. So I just want to say that first, because I don't like when people sell stuff where, you have to buy the upsell in order for the whole thing to work well. This is extra stuff. It has a create your daily work from home schedule, which is kind of a worksheet where you answer different questions and lay out the best schedule for you. There's 17 online work from home business ideas, which alone is a really nice lead magnet. Any of these work as really nice freebies or lead magnets for building your list, or just to have as bonuses in the course to up the value. They've got 30, you can't really see this stuff. Let's see if I can make it bigger for you. That's not working. Hang on, I'm in the wrong window. Let's see if that works. Yeah, you're not really supposed to be able to see this. So we've got 17 work from home business ideas. 35 free resources to help kickstart your work from home business. So resources, home office setup checklist, so all the different things to set up your office, and even some Canva images. So we did this thing, everyone's been loving this, having links to Canva and different things you can edit. So do you want me to open any of those? Is there anything in particular you want to look at?
Julia wants to know where we need to record the slides. So perhaps if you can have a look at the slides.
What did you say? So which are the parts, please, where we need to record? Oh, you want to see the slide. Okay, got it. Let me go back. So in the home business one, in the instructor materials, we have a slideshow with notes underneath. Actually, I think I have this open here. So these slides, ready to brand, add your own whatever branding and stuff to this, design whatever you want. You can change it, add images, etc. There are speaker notes underneath each, or most of them, that come from the course book. So this is one of the reasons I said that you can just start with the slides and use these speaker notes. You can print these out or record straight from PowerPoint. So Julie, I don't know which particular program you use, but PowerPoint, you can actually record straight from there. Or I have a method I prefer, which I have a tutorial on our site on how to record slides as video in my less stress way, where I record the audio separately in Audacity, and then I stick it in the first slide to play across all slides, and then just listen to myself as I rehearse the timings and click through. That's my method. Other people like to just do it. Then there's, so basically what you'll do to record your videos is add your branding, edit anything you want, add images, whatever you want to do with the slides, or keep it simple. Then break it up, the slideshow, into wherever you would want to stop each video. So for instance, in the introduction, you might keep this really short, talk through the learning objectives, add your own little bio in the beginning, maybe you might want to have a little on-camera clip at some point to add. And then maybe stop it. If you're doing this as recorded videos, you would take out something like the question slide and the debrief slides. That's more for if you're doing it live, like via Zoom or some other platform like a Facebook Live where you're sharing your screen. You want to remind yourself to stop and ask questions, and then always finish with next steps, the action steps. So you might want to stop the first video there and then break up the next one to be a separate video with module 1 where they're setting your goals, and that would be a separate video, and you record each one separately. So the idea is that you brand it, then you break it up, then you record your videos. You can record the videos using the script notes underneath. Some people do it that way, but you want to be careful that you don't sound really super rehearsed. So try and add in your own language and just use those to guide you and add your own experiences in there. And that's where you're going to make it really, really unique. So as you're going through and discussing things, make notes about where you can talk about an experience you had, or a resource that you really love, or a case study of someone you've worked with, a friend, whatever it is. That's going to really help and make it unique. So break those up and do them. All right.
And Friedrich, glad that you're over here. Thank you for coming over. I prepped Sharon before we started that I was hoping you'd come over. This is something that you can promote to your freelancers as an affiliate. Sharon has the most incredible content, and what they are is they're courses. You can buy just the lead magnet material. You can buy just the lead magnet material on the course, or you can buy what's called a Blaze pack, which is the complete sales funnel. Mm-hmm. Now, when you become an affiliate for Sharon, you'll get a specific link. Now, you're not limited to just this work from home, because you've got a list of freelancers. So they're already working from home. So have a look at Sharon's other products in her shop. decide on which one would work best for your freelancers, get your affiliate link for that product and send it out to your freelancers and talk to them about the product. You can take the link for this video and wrap it into your affiliate link so you can send it. Now, Sharon's got lots of unboxing and unwrapping videos for her various products. So you can send them over with your affiliate link and your freelancers can buy. Now, we were talking about this in another one of my communities, and I invited Friederike over here. And this is the thing, you can't just promote one thing, because even if you've got a small list of, say, 30 people, what those 30 people need at different points and in their life cycle with you depends. Some will need to go and work from home. Some will need to want to set up their own business. Some will need to learn about managing cash flow. Sharon has a fantastic program called Fast Cash Strategies, and that would make a brilliant thing for you to promote to your email list as an affiliate, because all of your freelancers are going to want to release their cash and grow their businesses. So this is a fantastic thing for you to put out there. Now, you can't just promote, and I know you've mentioned you've got Wix, but you've also mentioned you've got a list of freelancers. You can't just promote the Wix products to your freelancers because they're going to want different things. So now you've got a different product to add to your affiliate portfolio, and that's Sharon's wonderful content. And if you go to contentsparks.com, you will see all of the products that she has in her store that you can affiliate for and then send it out to your freelancers. And this is a really good opportunity for you to actually make that list earn for you, because you know that they're going to be struggling financially. You know that they're going to be looking around for other opportunities. And here you're being really helpful to your community by providing those opportunities. So I hope you find this helpful. When you're on the Content Sparks site, scroll straight to the bottom. And in the footer area, the dark footer area, you will see affiliate program. Click on that and send it through. When you've done that, reply on the thread where I tagged Sharon, and she will go and approve you and say, yes, you can be an affiliate, because she doesn't let anybody in. And then we will help you get your affiliate links and customize them so you can make sales with your freelancers and give them the help that they need.
Yeah, there are a lot of courses that would be really good for freelancers right now, particularly things like creating an online course or fast cash strategies, depending on who their clients are, right? So if they're doing any kind of business services, they will really benefit a lot from creating courses on different topics for their clients, especially if they have and a lot of people who are doing one-to-one work right now are seeing work being put on hold, which, you know, is always a risk. But right now it's frightening because you don't know when they're going to come back. So having things like a course in the future right now gives them something else, an alternative to offer clients, but also in the future gives more of a safety net, some security for them to have other things they can sell that are online, not just having the one stream of income. And then also with the different courses, they can't serve their clients for absolutely everything when you're a freelancer. The person that I pay monthly for my web support, my tech support, she also does courses on blogging and she has used various content and her own content as well to create a whole program, because she's setting up blogs for people, and then they were coming to her for help on how to use WordPress, how to blog, but she doesn't have time to do that. So she put together a course that she can sell. She's even done VIP weekends and stuff when people got together in places in groups, and that will come back again. So it's important to look at that and where your freelancers, what they do and where they can help their customers. And then you can get commissions, 50% commissions, which pays for your stuff as well. And you're helping.
The great thing about freelancers is they need tools, they need support, as well as what Sharon's got, they need contracts. So go and find a lawyer who delivers contracts online and become an affiliate for them, and then send that out. And of
like
course,
the template stuff. Yeah, there are membership sites for that, where you can then get a recurring affiliate commission.
Yeah, and they're going to need a course platform for when they put up their program. So send them a link to Teachable. So there's lots you can do, because you know your freelancers, you know what issues that they have and what their struggles with. Now, if you don't know who your audience is, it can be really tough to sell to them and to give them what they need. Yet, you know, in this example, just like the lady, is it Julia, who knows her people are the stay-at-home nurses. And I went and had a look at the Case Management Institute. No idea what that is, but kudos to you for being able to convert this content to that audience. That's just fantastic. You know, when you know your audience, it really becomes easy to convert the content and to promote products and to promote courses to them. It's when you don't know it, that's when the problems come. So you have to do surveys and connect with them.
Yeah, really important. And also, just on that note, on the affiliate note again, in this course, our new one, the home biz, how to start and launch, how to start your own work from home business. There's a lot of opportunity to put in affiliate links here too. So anything to do with resources, or like in that expansion pack where we have the different resources you can have free and paid. Try and recommend ones that you know personally. That's my mantra with any affiliate marketing also. Things that you know, you've looked at, you've reviewed, or you really know the person and trust them, and build that into your program as some resources and stuff so you can earn more that way too. All right.
Yeah. Sorry, it was Abby with the stay-at-home nurses. Julia's just saying she's got a big question, if you can pop that up. Oh, okay. Look, we're hidden behind the question now.
Now we're hidden, but I'll hide it in a minute. So I have a Shopify store, and I'm trying to create a course to teach others how to start drop shipping. Okay, so you have experience with drop shipping, but I really want to help people get started with online business. I don't have a membership platform yet. Okay, will this course be suitable for me to sell to my email subscribers? So I'm assuming you're talking about teaching the course yourself to them. I'm so time constrained, or are you talking about promoting it for them as an affiliate? Just clarify in another one. You're meaning teaching the course yourself, right, Julia? I'm looking for your.
Yeah.
Okay. So will this course be suitable for me to promote, sell to my email subscribers? I'm so time constrained as in lockdown in Surrey, and need to get this up and running quickly.
Given drop shipping, a lot of it comes from China. And at the moment, that's particularly tough. You do need to have a second string to your bow. And this would actually make a really good one. And if you target it at mums who are in lockdown, the fact that you've got two little ones running around, potentially screaming, shouting, laughing, giggling, all mums identify with that. So there won't be any unprofessional or, oh gosh, look at her, because they're all in the same boat as you right now. Right? I've never known my children to be so quiet. Right? When are they ever quiet, Sharon? They're like,
I don't know. Do you have them bound up somewhere with gags in, or like some of those memes out there?
I think Kevin's tranked them in the garden. Yeah? So you've got 10 and 11-year-olds. You can perhaps use this and get your girls, I'm saying girls, I have no idea what your children are, whether the girls or boys. You can get your children to do the home business with you as a lockdown project. you know, you can call it the lockdown home business or the family lockdown home business, and you can brainstorm ideas, and you can get your children on a call if you're that way inclined and say, what do you think about this idea? And they can say no. And, you know, you're going to have other parents get their children involved too. I know my kids, like if I say to them, oh, have you thought about uploading journals to Amazon to earn some money in lockdown? They're like, oh, go away. But if I said, if you thought about selling your Minecraft servers to other people, they'd be like, where's the ka-chings? Where's the money? You know? So there's lots of things. And you've got parents who are homeschooling, who have never homeschooled, trying to run a business. But what you're saying is, this is potentially a family business. Okay, the members of your team are much younger than usual, but it's a family project.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something you could try. I can't say for certain you'll be minted from it, but if you are, I like Turkish Delight. Sharon likes different things. We're happy to send you our PayPal address for donations you wish to give us for business advice. I am teasing, by the way.
Well, who are your email subscribers? Because you wanted to market this to your email subscribers. Are they people who are interested in drop shipping? I'm guessing that's what it is. So they need an alternate form of income as well.
Yep, this will be perfect for
that.
them.
That was my assumption. Or I think that's what we were assuming. Yeah. If there are the same sort of people. So, you know, you're going to gear it based on who your email subscribers are and what they're interested in, and then adjust your messaging that way when you sell it to them. And you can get it up really quickly. They're just interested in making money online, said, okay, or starting an online business. Well, okay, you already have people who are ready and really want to get started. So that's an easy sell to them right now. And you just have to adjust your messaging based on who they are. And you can do this really quickly using the method I said and that we talked about with the slides. If doing it, if you have a Facebook group, I don't know if you have a community already, you can do it in there. Otherwise, you can start one and do it on a free platform. And get it up really quickly and give, say, a founding member rate that you can offer in the first round. So get it started where you do it maybe live. Actually, that's what I would recommend first. Go through the slides, edit them, make sure you're really familiar with the content, and you've noted where you want to add your own experiences and stories because you've been doing this. You already know all about working from home. So break it up and maybe do it in separate short live sessions and give people the option to be in that founding member beta group at a special rate. So that'll get people in quickly and set it up so that you're getting paid. Again, I like Teachable. They'll deal with all the payment stuff for you. So that's really nice. But there are other options as well. And then get the feedback from them, get the testimonials and run it again. If you really like the way they came out when you did it live, make sure you download the recordings and use those. If you didn't like the way you did it, do it live again and then record those or record them as videos. So a lot of people get started quickly this way by just running it live the first time, not overthinking it, not trying to edit everything in sight, but just getting it up there and then using that feedback for the next one. And then you have testimonials too. And then you can teach other courses because this is just the first step. They're going to be planning out their business and deciding what they want to do. But then if you see that, you know, email list building is going to be really big for your particular audience, and personally, I think everyone needs an email list, then that can be the next course that you teach them, that you offer them. And it's a little bit bigger and takes a little bit longer, but then you charge more for that. So hopefully they'll start making money. And if you're helping them make money, they're going to be coming back to you and you're going to be making more money, and it all feeds down the line. And then you'll be hiring someone else to help you and they'll now have an income. And this is why it's so important to be doing this stuff and to be helping everyone with growing their businesses. All right. So I've said my piece on that one.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think it's
All
a
right.
brilliant idea. And,
And
you
keep
know,
us posted on how that
mm,
goes, because I'd really love to hear. All right.
yeah.
We've been talking for ages here. I didn't realize, so the time flies. Must be time to get off, right?
It must be. I've got to feed my children. Mine are 14 and 15. I didn't make them breakfast. I didn't make them lunch. And
You're welcome, Julia. I can't wait to hear how it goes. And I love the picture. Sorry, go ahead. Sounds good.
yeah,
I missed the
so
beginning.
I've
Yeah.
got to feed them. Yeah, I think perhaps if you're in one of the Content Sparks community, you could do a daily update and let us know how you're getting on, to keep not only yourself accountable, but to inspire the other people. And just seeing your enthusiasm in the comments, Julia, I'm like, I so want to see you do this now. And, you know, it's incredible, you know, just brainstorming an idea and you talking through how it could work for you. It's good.
Sorry, I had to pull this up while you were
Mhm.
talking, because Gary's using treats and snacks to get people out from under their desks. Oh, how are you? I assume they're virtual treats and snacks.
Or he's knocking on their windows and chucking a handful of cookies through their open window and then driving off.
So a lot of people have been talking about this, about getting people out from under their desks, hiding. There's been a lot of mindset problems that you need to overcome first, including with the work from home business stuff. So that's going to be your first challenge in a lot of places, and that is also a great way to do a lead magnet to build your list, is address the mindset issues first. Do some free Facebook Lives where you're talking about it, talking about your own experience with starting your own business, the things you had to get over, kind of like Sarah and I were talking about in the beginning, about how we had to step out of our comfort zone and then kicking and screaming into doing stuff that we never wanted to do. But you're going to have to address that first. I like the treats and snacks idea quite a lot, so I would go for that. But the mindset stuff is some free things to do, will help them get in the frame of mind of actually getting the course and getting started, because that's going to be a challenge. And anyone who's starting a home business, any business, not just home based, has mindset issues all the time that you have to overcome periodically. All right. I think we're pretty much set. Let me see if there was anything else I wanted to talk about. My iPad shut off with my notes as I was going through. I have my notes. This is my new thing. I'm trying to have my notes handier. Yeah, I think that's everything. Doing community, using all this stuff. Julia said, I go live every day on my Facebook page called Single Mom Entrepreneur, which is just a challenge I'm doing. Yeah, and that's a perfect place also to be helping people with and selling this sort of course. Definitely. Live every day for 365 days. Now that I am super impressed at. I did, when we did our anniversary sale a couple weeks ago, I think now, I went live every day for 12 days and I was impressed with myself for that. But now I feel so humbled. Oh, Miles said, great work you two are doing here. Thank you, Miles. Always good to see you as well. I don't know why your picture didn't come up, but it's good to see you. Day 91 now. Okay, so now, Julia, we are going to keep you accountable. You're up to day 91. You're almost there. Well, you got a little ways, but you can do it. Now you know you can do it, even if it's real quick. I want to see that. All right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap up because Sarah's kids are hungry, and I kind of want lunch too. So again, that's the link. Any questions you have, please put them below, or if you're one of our customers already, join in the customer mastermind group and post there. If you're in our online course challenge community, where that free challenge where we guide through the steps of putting an online course up, drop comments there, let us know your progress, all that stuff. We are here. And of course on YouTube, because this is being streamed on YouTube also, I keep checking that because we've been getting more and more followers there too. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Sarah, for sharing all your stuff, because it's always fascinating. I learn more each time. And let us know again if you have questions. Stay well. Take care, everyone.